Hi guys, and welcome back to another video on the Bridge YouTube channel where we bring you all things Chelsea. And in today's video we're going to be discussing Poch's first press conference. As you can see, it was rather long. It was very new. You can see like literally he was wearing a suit, everything. This is because obviously it was his unveiling. Poch started work at Chelsea from July the 1st, although we actually agreed terms like a whole month beforehand. But because he has some stipulation with PSG where he couldn't work one whole year after he got sacked in order to get the money that he would get from his contract at PSG. That's why he could really start from July the 1st. But he's been technically undercover working for one whole month beforehand in terms of what the stuff that him and Chelsea directors agreed upon. So let's just get into some of these quotes. I'm going to be reading them from my screen, so if you don't see me looking directly at the camera, it's only because of that. So I'm just reading some of the quotes that I liked and some of the quotes which I'm going to see what is behind that quote, what is he really trying to say, and give my thoughts on them. So let's get into it. So some of the quotes that he said that was interesting is that I'm proud of my past, but I need to forward. I hope to build a relationship with everyone. I like this quote initially for a number of reasons in my eyes. I think this Tottenham connection that we've been seeing a lot of the time being spoken about, particularly by the media, particularly by rival fans as well. That's been spoken about how Poch and this Tottenham connection. He's flopped at Tottenham. I like the idea of him seeing this as a fresh start. Obviously he's been at PSG where it didn't really go that well for him, if we're being honest. At Tottenham, he had quite a few highs, but he just could not reach the final, goal of just getting a trophy at the club. And again, this is Chelsea's football club. This is probably the biggest club that he's had. This is a club where you want to win non-stop, and he's clearly showing that that's what he wants to do. So again, I like that quote. It's a good thing. Cut the past and just look forward. And that was something that was actually predominantly spoken about in his press conference, where he's like, we can't think about the past, what's happened, for example, with the players in the past, with him in the past. You can only look forward now and learn from those experiences. And I think again, learn from those experiences is key, because we've seen with Poch, he's had many failings and many highs. As long as you can learn from your failures and do better, that is what matters. And hopefully, Poch has learned from his time at Tottenham and his time at PSG, so that he can be successful at our football club, which is what matters. And also, I like this idea of also, him giving the players a clean state, because at the end of the day, the majority of the players that were here last season are not going to be here. It's only like the majority of the new signings they brought either in January, or like some of the few ones that we've decided to keep from the previous generation, and all of the deadwood that we've sold. So again, with that, it's a new future. We need to make sure we are positive, looking forward and not thinking about the past right now. Looking forward and trying to get that goal. Something that he also said is that he is here to win. At Chelsea Football Club, you have to win. And that is something, again, I really liked about Poch again, because this clearly shows that he understands there's a stand at Chelsea Football Club, which is winning. To win is key, and that is something that again, as I said, he understands that. As long as he understands that, that's what matters, because we know what we're like at Chelsea. We always want to win trophies, and that's what we should be about. Yes, we should also be given a certain level of levity, clearly, because there are a lot of young players now on the squad that need to also improve, need to get better, and of course we might not be winning as much as we want to, but as long as those players are improving and we are trying to get to the goal, which I've said before, obviously is to win trophies, right? But if we're being honest, there also needs to be a goal of this season where we try to, at the minimum, get the top four that we need and a trophy. Those are, for me, the minimums. Top four and either FA Cup or Carabao Cup. And hopefully Poch can produce on that. Another thing that he spoke about is that he wants the squad to be filled before he makes any decision, and that he's trusting Paul and Lawrence to do their job. So when he says Paul and Lawrence, that is our directors of football. So that's Lawrence Stewart and Paul Stanley. And I think it's key that he was reiterating in the thing that he wants to fill the squad. Because I think for him, clearly it looks like the majority of the guys that are not going to be at the club and are not there, he just wants now the pieces that are going to be that are left of the squad to be filled. And I think obviously when he spoke about Levi Cole and Noni Madueke and talking about how they're going to be coming on the day they're about to fly out, I think that's a very key thing that he mentioned there. I think he hopes to get some of the signings, or like at least 90% of the ones that are going to be of the signings that are going to be a part of the squad done by that deadline. I think that could be a good influence for me. I think again, obviously got the Caicedo deal cooking. It seems that Gabriel Vega is one to watch. We're hearing rumors about Dybala. and other players. So, again, hopefully the club can get those stuff down. He clearly wants the squad to be filled and to see them all before he makes a decision on whatever he wants to do or not. Another thing that he spoke about was the captaincy, and saying that he's not made a decision yet essentially, and he wants to see all the players before he makes a decision on who gets the captaincy armband or not. So again, I'm not too worried or fussed about that, and that's it. And there's another quote I want to read. Just bear with me for a quick second, guys. He said that if you don't win at Chelsea Football Club, you'll be in trouble, and I like that quote as well because he knows there's a standard here. Something that I really liked, something that I really felt last season that happened was that we'd lost our standard. We'd lost this thing about Chelsea. There are many standards at Chelsea, but the main thing is to always win and to win trophies. And I like the fact that he said, that is a standard at this football club. You Pochettino have now set the standard, and you have to implement that standard now. It's up to the manager, and hopefully he's able to do that as well. And something that I also liked when he spoke about was about patience. He said, patience, I think when you're at a club like Chelsea, you have to deliver from day one. And that for me is another key thing. Of course, as fans, we want to win. But for him, he clearly understands that, he doesn't have that patience. Maybe the owners have said to him, listen, we want to start winning now. We've given you these top young tier talents. We want you to develop them and win. And, again, at Chelsea Football Club, you have to win. I've reiterated that multiple times in the video, but winning here is the main aim. Trophies here is the main aim. This is why we are Chelsea Football Club. The last 20 years, and from the 90s, in my opinion, you can argue from, up until now, we have tried to be a winning club. Yes, in the 90s, we didn't have, the ownership to back us, but we were upper mid-table team. We were winning Club World Cups, we were winning FA Cups. We had started that trajectory in the 90s into our golden era, which is the last 20 years, and onwards to our current trajectory, which is this current timeline. So again, winning, I like the sound of winning. And finally, something that I wanted to talk about quickly before I finish the video is one of the reporters asked him a question in regards to, we know the owners are hands-on. Did you get a say in anything that really happened? And he basically made this case that once he basically starts the job, he has a say in everything that happens as well. So again, that's a good thing. We don't want this to be the ownership and the directors of football doing everything, and then he has no say. He just gets the players. At the end of the day, there should also be a dialogue with the manager where he's also able to say, I would like this type of player, and the ownership work together to do something. If the ownership don't like this player, or they have a problem with this player in regards to maybe contract signing or attitude, or if the manager has an issue, they can both come together, discuss the situation, and they can come to a compromise. And that is what we need. And at the end of the day, looking at a conference overall, I like what a lot of the stuff that Poch said, but for me, I've said this multiple times, I want to see stuff happening on the pitch. I want to see what is going on the pitch. I want to see winning on the pitch. I want to see a style of football on the pitch, whether they be winning, whether it be 5 at the back, whether it be 4 at the back, as long as it's winning football, that is what matters to me. I'm pretty sure Chelsea fans will not care how we play football as long as we're winning games. And that's something that I would agree with. Listen, we've played with Conte ball, we've played with Mourinho ball, and listen, that's quite a defensive style of play. But at the end of the day, it got you wins, it got you Premier Leagues. And if he has to go that direction, that's fine. If he goes with attacking football and that direction works, then that's fine for me too. As long as it's winning football, that's what matters to me. And that's the video, guys. Please make sure to like and subscribe. I'm on 230 subscribers, guys. Let's get to 240 subscribers, please. 240 subscribers, please. And tomorrow, which is Saturday, there will be a live stream at 7 p.m. Just discussing some of the Chelsea stuff. Listen, and come and join. Have some comments. Enjoy yourselves, guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm a nice guy. Maybe if if we get along in the conversation, and I feel like maybe some of you guys, if one of you say, come on, I'll make sure it's a fan calling show as well. So that is the video, guys. Again, please make sure to like and subscribe, and also stay blue. Thank you.